Record.
All right, cool. Let's get started. So just wanted to do a little back test this evening or this afternoon, Sunday. So we've just got this algo right here. It's a cryptocurrency. I'm just going to be diving into the price action rather than the whole project behind it. But if you want to know more about it, go to this website, which is a great website about all cryptocurrency, and just come on here and just read more on it about what it does and whether it's a good investment for you or not. But just in terms of price action and training our eyes, I feel like this is a great pair that we can go into. So without anything, this is what the current chart is showing us. We can look for maybe some more data, but no, that's this one. Don't really have much. So we'll keep it with that one. Seems like that one's got, yeah, it's got more price action, it's got more data. So yeah, this is what it looks like without any of our own interpretation. This is what obviously is showing from like the market side. Okay, so let's take it back to about here and let's see what the market has been doing. So this is where obviously this is where from this side, this is where the market has started. And ever since we've just been going down, but we do have some market structure whilst price was going down. So I'm also going to keep up on the higher time frames rather than going down to the lower time frames, because number one, this is not forex. Number two, we with crypto, especially with crypto, I have dollar average cost into the investments rather than trying to get the entry. So it's rather a zone or an area rather than like a specific price point. So we can see the structure points coming into it. We've got this low, and then price kind of came up and made a lower high, and then that pushed in this lower low. So this is what we kind of this is what we'll be watching if this was real time. And what we'll be watching would be for price to, we wait for this bullish break of structure, right? Because we don't know if we don't know if this is the bottom, whoops, or we don't know if this is the bottom, because price can do this, can come down some more. So if you're trying to buy here thinking this is the bottom, well, you're losing your money here, right? So we wait for a break of structure, and then on that retracement we can try to go on the lower time frame and then see for another break of structure. That's when we can get an entry. Okay, that's what at this point, this is what we're waiting on, nothing else. So a real time, I don't have anything to do with this except from just coming here and adding an alert. And then what I would also do is I would wait for price to kind of give us, let's see. Yep. So we can see, inside this there is like an order flow, bullish order flow, right? So you can see this low, this low here, high, higher low, higher high. But all of this is just, the inside order flow, and that's like the retracement to come up into here, and then we can distribute because we've tapped into supply over here to go down lower, right? So I'm not going to be playing this order flow. Okay, what I would also do is I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can place an alert here, because that would be very order flow. Okay. And we've got that, for example. That's that lower high, lower low, right? And then so my alert here, my alert here as well. Now we're just gonna see, let price do its thing. Okay, cool. So we can see price pushed in another low, which makes this the lower high, which means I need to move this to here, including my alert as well. So when price does go above, this is where I'll be looking for a buying opportunity. So just wait, just wait. Okay, boom. So we've got that right. Now my alert went off. Okay. So this becomes that low. Right. Now if we look at that leg, now we're gonna look for, so we've got our structure. I've got my structure point right here. My structure. High time frame, we're bearish right now. High time frame, we're bearish. Okay, because obviously we're going down. This one's going down. This is actually my intraday. Let me just change that. Okay, and don't forget we are on a 3-day time frame right now. sorry, on a daily time frame right now. So this is my intraday bullet. So let's put that in. Okay, because this is what's going to tell us whether we should buy or sell, right? Intraday bullish. Okay, and lower time frame we're obviously bullish as well. And we're bullish as well. So we have two bullish, one bearish, and that is enough for me to now look for buys. Okay, so that's number one. And step number two now is finding those area of interest. Here we can see this is an accumulation. Okay, so this will be my area. This will be the extreme. This whole zone here will be my extreme. Okay. So this will be the extreme. All right. We can see this is a nice reaccumulation, very clean. Okay, and this is going to be our slingshot. But not only that, this is also our low time frame extreme. Right, this is a key kind of interest here. Reason why is because we can see here we can see the market made a low, pushed in, made a high, dropped back, and then made a new high. Well, whenever this high is going to finish, but this is currently what's holding the lower time frame. And excuse the drawing. Cool. So we just have to wait. Price coming in. Okay, so price has now tapped into our zone. We just now need to go to number one. Your low will go up. We can pay attention to our lower time frame. Okay, and same thing. Right, watching the change of order flow because that's what's gonna tell us what's going to happen. Okay, so we have got this. Go into let's go to the so we can save some time. Because that's the beauty of backtesting, right? So activate. Okay, cool, boom. So you can see price coming in, right? But don't really like this, consolidation over here. And we can see prices is just making its way down, which makes me think that what, this low is about to get taken. So I think it does. Yep, there you go. So that does. Now everything then changes once again, right? So this becomes our lower high. And essentially this is what we need to be waiting for. This is what we need to wait for. Order flow break. This is that low. Okay. So nothing's gonna be done until that high gets taken or that low gets taken. You just have to wait. Okay, so that low got taken, right? Right. Now again, everything changes. So this becomes that lower high that we need to break. And when that low is formed, that's when we're going to put it there. Okay. So this is the low that got formed. Okay. So now we need to wait for this break of stock. Break of order flow right up there. So I'm not going to pay any of that. None of that matters for me right now, personally. So we've got bullish order flow, might a little bit of knock. Okay, so we are playing within the zone. Okay, we are still maintaining the bullish intraday and bullish lower time frame. No, sorry, not bullish lower time frame because we have broken lower time frame here, but that's okay because we're playing the bullish intraday and we've got bullish order flow as well. Okay. Now again, same thing. We look at our point of interest. So we've got bullish extreme here. And if we come up to like a 12-hour, we can see the reaccumulation. Which this area. So we should be focusing on our slingshot. Yep. Now just have to let that come into our area, which is now. And then again, same thing, right? We just have to wait for it. We'll look at the order flow within that because that's what's going to tell us what is going to happen to it. Right, so we can look. What we're going to do is try to get like a good retracement. Welcome to look, anywhere around that. Okay, and that would be like a good buying position up in here. Target wise, need to make a new intraday high up in here. That's about a 188, 83% growth, and then the higher time frame, it would be to go up in here. Okay, so let's go back down to the 4-hour. For the moment, nothing yet. Again, depending on your risk tolerance, however you want to do it, maybe you can put a limit, maybe you can put an alert and wait, and then, I don't know, maybe even like dollar cost averaging. Just waiting right now, nothing. Okay, so we can see the price started to come into our area. Maybe your alert would have gone off. Okay, so for me right here, so this would be a great buying price for me, right? This way I would have my alert, this way I'll be getting in. And maybe, I don't know, if you had an alert here, that would have also tapped you in, okay? So whichever way you're looking at it, this is an entry that would have tapped you in. And as I said, we're going to put this, we can take some partials over here, okay? But ultimately, the way I look at it, this is a long-term growth. We bought at, you know, really cheap, and we're only like lower time frame and intraday time frame bullish, so we can go up to higher time frame, like long-term wise. Cool. So we let it play out. Okay. So got another. I'm gonna go ahead and delete another bullish order flow. So at this point, if you're margin trading, you should go to break even. Why? Because we made a new bullish order flow. We don't need to come back. If you come back, then it's bearish order flow, right? So we've got a low, we've got a high, we've got a higher low that pushed in a higher high. So we should not see price coming any lower than this. If we do, then we're going back to bearish. So break even opportunity there, and then we'll just ride in to that intraday high. Okay, so that intraday high is my main focus. I don't care about any of these, you know. Okay, that intraday high is my main focus, number one. That's where maybe I can load up 50%, 25%, 10%, whichever. From right there. Okay, so this is 183. 185, sorry. Percentage growth. We can put text there. We have got a 25 one. So here, portion number one, we've got 25 to 1 sitting as a R&R. Put that in the chat. There's a 25 to 1 R&R, and we'll wait now. We can, okay, we'll wait for another opportunity. But remember, let's remember our market cycle as well, okay? So let's come up. Yeah, we have got free drive, right? We don't have a full drive, unfortunately, but We've got a 1, we've got a 2, and we've got a 3 drag. And that in total makes a big accumulation. There's our creek. There's my creek there. This, in a sense, is our jump across the creek. Okay, and there, and price basically came back as it says. So then actually just this is our yeah, okay. Okay, go ahead and delete that. Okay, I'll jump across the creek, and then this is our test. And whenever that high is made up here, this will be our sign of strength. Okay, and we can really see that. Just look at the volume coming in after that test. Boom. Okay, that's our sign of strength. There's no two ways about it. So looking at this, right, we've got accumulation at what looks like to be the bottom of a higher time frame, which means we can expect a reaccumulation to take place somewhere in here on the higher time frame. Okay, which means after this run, we should get some sort of distro, and then accumulation at the bottom, and within that accumulation, what the distro plus the accumulation is what equals to the reaccumulation to go higher up. But within that accumulation, this is where we could be looking for buys. Okay, and that's what we have to wait for. Now, of course, within all of this, once we go to the lower time frame, of course, there will be loads of opportunity, but I tend to take like these structural points and whatnot. So here we can see that distro taking place. And we can see price pushing in that lower time frame bearish movement right now, tapping in, coming into this, filling up some imbalance. But we drop back down, and we're going to look for the accumulation. So this is the distro that took place, and all that distro did is it pushed price into a demand zone. Now that we're in a demand zone, we're going to be looking for an accumulation within that. Okay, so I think we'll look at our legs, right? This is a low, lower high, lower low. Okay, so just gonna have to wait for price to make its next move. Okay, so we got a break here. Now let's see. This was a break already. Let's have a look. We got this low. Okay, so that price pushed in this low. That, this. You can see price pushing in that low as well. So on here, we haven't taken out the low because that's a wick down there, but on the line chart we have. So again, once again, it all depends to your risk and how much you can afford to risk. So this is the structure points that we're playing, and again, we need to wait for the bullish momentum. Hasn't quite happened yet. Still waiting for it. And then there we go. Right, we've got it. We've got it on the line chart. So there's our bullish order flow. Right. So you can see this is the accumulation. This whole thing here is the reaccumulation that took place. That was the cause of that bullish order flow, which leads to our 2 point of interest. This being the extreme, this being the bullish extreme, and then up in here. What we can also do is go ahead and measure it out. Now we point of interest number 1. Somewhere in there. Okay, we'll talk about the targets in a minute. And then so target wise, let's come up for a second. Okay, cool. Yeah, target wise, same thing, rinse and repeat. We're looking for price to make this new high ultimately, but we're also trying to go and take it up there and try and meet some of this area up in here. Okay. Alright, cool. Let's see what happens within this now. Okay, cool. So price came to this here, but we didn't quite get it. Let's see what had happened here. Okay, so it seems that price came to the open of this. Did it come to about 80% of that? Came bang on to 50%. The price did come within that 50% zone here of that slingshot. Okay. And we can see this is the reaccumulation in total, but we can see this is the accumulation, and this is the reaccumulation that caused the order flow break, right? And price coming into here, so that was the 50%. And if you had, okay, so if you had this, you could see we had the 80% confluence retracement. So that was the area there, and that would have been our second entry. At this point, you can delete this one here if you had that limit. And again, we're looking for price to go and make a new high. Right, there you go. So this is your second entry, and this is a 21 to 1. It's 21 point something, but let's just count for, I don't know, spreads. Let's just count for commission fees and everything like that, right? So it's a 21 to 1. And then we've got this one running at 25 to 1, this point here. And then at this point here, it was a 82 to 1, right? Those are our 2 points. Now let's see, we can add some more or just wait for the next cycle. Okay, so pause that there for a second. Right, so there we go. Accumulation, and then this here is our reaccumulation. Accumulation, reaccumulation going into this higher price action up in here. Okay, and that's where we are right now. And this is obviously the start of something, but it could be the start of a distribution going into accumulation. So it could be a reaccumulation, but just have to wait and see. But yeah, let's just do a quick tally up of the highest that price could have gone. That was a 131. 131. Oops. To 1. Percentage wise, that would have been 950. 950% growth. Again, whichever way you want to look at it, right? That's position 1. position 2. What's this? 341. What is 230%? Okay, that would have been the total amount. 200, yeah, 230 there. Okay, so that's not bad. And actually, let's do a quick tally up. Total trade return was 2. Total risk, let's just say we done 1% each. They've been, I don't know, 2%. Total R&R, 131. Is 174. Total profit, well, that's unknown. We can't do that. Total stop loss is 0. Total break even 0. Timing trade. So we have done from this one all the way up to here. Timing trade 330 days. 133 days. So for this one, this is where we had the break of structure right here, and price came into our area right here. So that was 85 days. Sample sets up 1, 85 days. Sample sets up 2. The booth was up in here. 18 days. 18 days. Confirmation present, we had the time frame. So the structure was times 2. R&R was, all of them were above 10, which was good. Session, performing higher time frame. Yeah, performing on this one as well. There's our low back test. Overall, not bad. There you go. Put that in as well. Okay, cool. So that's about it, guys. Do the back test yourself, and then see if you've learned anything, or maybe if you've managed to increase the R&R or the percentage growth. So I'll leave that up to you guys. Definitely do some back testing before the next week starts.